Hey, my name is Kat. I live in New York City, which makes the act of loving books a little bit complicated. So let me give you the layout. I have books here, 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 and here. And although that makes me like quirky, cool, fun, I am overwhelmed. Mostly because I started out with a method to my madness, but now it's kind of just like madness. So in this video, we're going to do a little bit of unhauling, a little bit of reorganizing. We're gonna make some systems. I might try to log every book I own. Don't hold me to that. It's an aim, but I'm not sure we'll get there. I need to tackle this before the end of the year. It is slowly, not slowly, it is sprinting upon us. So yeah, if you wanna hang out and watch some unhauling, some reorganizing, some systematizing, and then at the end, we'll do like a final tour. I feel like a lot of us have a similar story where we sort of were really voracious readers as kids, and then when we were trying to like figure the whole adult thing out, we sort of fell off of it and then found our way to reading again. And my first apartment after I moved from home was a bedroom in Harlem, and I had that really skinny Billy bookshelf from IKEA. And I remember having a ton of space with it. Like I would put tons of other little knickknacks on it because I just had so much space. Cue pandemic, all of a sudden I had acquired all of these books. It's been wonderful to sort of upgrade to this beauty. I love this bookshelf, but as you can tell, she's already full. So I have purchased another bookshelf, which I make as an end table. I considered buying another one, but I also don't want this to become too crowded. So book stacks is how we remedy that. Maybe I'll show you like the systems I have now, and then I'll show you what I'm thinking. And if you, I mean, by the time you see this, all of this will be done, but I am open to suggestions, and I am not one to shy away from a little edit to a project. So if you have any suggestions on how I ended up organizing them and a system that might work better, please feel free to leave it down below, but let me show you what we're currently working with. So this is our main girly. And then, okay, so there are there's one behind there, 3, 4 book stacks, and these are just like books that I have gotten recently. So there's no rhyme or reason to the order of this, which is something that I would like to tackle. I think I'm gonna keep book stacks as a new acquisition thing, but maybe I'd like to organize it, maybe by time or by genre, I'm not quite sure, but that is something that I have to think about. Here we have another mess. This little shelf here, I feel like we won't maybe touch. She's pretty set. Yeah, this area I feel like needs minimal work, but what does need work is this girl. Please adjust to me. It's really bright in here right now. Oh, there we go. So this little shelf was my ingenuity. Sometimes the brain allows us to have good ideas, but don't try this at home. Take everything off before you start moving heavy shit. So this also has overflow. So I have 2 like they're like backstacked or whatever you call it. I have huge like political tomes. Like I have a book on Che, and I have a book on Fidel Castro and some other stuff. And I feel like those are like good representations of what I once was interested in, but I don't foresee myself reading like this. So I think I have a lot of nonfiction here as well. Things like Stamped. I have to sort of see. I think I would like to keep those because even though I'm not in my nonfiction bag right now, I would hate to like in 3 years, 5 years be like, damn, I had that book and I gave it away. That's the other thing too. I'm so like sitting on my coffee table. I am really quick to throw things out because I like clutter-free spaces. I frequently regret doing so. Like I constantly like, damn, I had that in my possession. Now I have to repurchase it. So I have to see, I think I'm gonna make an unhaul pile, and then even though it's gonna be messy in here for a bit, I'm gonna think on it. Next weekend is Thanksgiving. That's a longish weekend, so I'll give myself a week to really think about it, and then at the end of that week, I will move forward with the finalization of that unhaul. Wow, that plant is not doing well. I need to water everyone. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, so that's most of the piles. I have one more pile. Let me show you. The last pile is this little poetry collection, and she is fine. She is perfect. She is doing her thing. Okay, so I am gonna set you aside. We'll do a little time lapse. I am very scared. I've been putting this video off for so long because I love we know this. I love starting things. I'm not great at the follow through, and I really didn't want to have books everywhere. So I am praying to the productivity gods that I do this quickly and finish and don't get discouraged. Let's start to organize it. I think, how do we start? I think I'm going to start with, let's start with this baby. So I'll start here. I'll just take everything out. I'll make 2 piles. Shoot. Okay. I'm gonna think out loud here. My thing is, if I take the books out here and then put books, okay, we can do that. Okay, sorry. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the books out from here. I'm gonna make 2 piles. I'm gonna make a keep pile and an unhaul pile. I'll put the keep books back on the shelf. Hopefully there will be more room. And then I'm going to tackle the stacks. I will then determine if any of the books in this stack can go hide in this little nookie nook. Okay, I think that's the plan for now. That's been done. I'm also gonna make some chai, water my plants. So yeah, let's get started. I'm currently listening to, so if you don't mind while you listen to that music, I am going to this book has no chill. I can't concentrate. So let's just do music here. As you can tell, maybe you can't. I'm gonna input this video here. I am not being great at process of elimination. So this is already stressing me out. Onward, I guess. What should we listen to? My day list has been not the best. I want something like kind of upbeat. What am I in the mood for? I think I'm in the mood for Juan Luis Guerra. Yeah. My little pandemic journals. I'm just still trying to figure out how to do this. So I think I'm gonna show you, do I show you the books I'm keeping or do I show you the books I'm unhauling? I'll show you the books I'm keeping because I don't want to be mean. Do I want to keep this? I remember I started reading this and my critique about it was that it felt really, it was like this manifesto on acceptance, but for me it felt like the gaze was unidirectional, kind of blind spotty. I think I'm gonna give this away. These were the ones that I was like really thinking about, but I think I'm gonna keep them. Really love this book. I wonder if I should put it maybe on my bookshelf. That's the other thing too. It's like I don't know if my bookshelf, I feel like my bookshelf should be books that I have already read. I have a bunch of books on there that are like older books and it feels wrong for me to put them in the stack because I feel like my stacks are, I think, exclusively books that I've recently acquired. So it feels bad to put like an older book on there. I have to think about this a little bit more, but I do want to be a little more mindful of how much stuff I'm bringing in and the consumerist part of this because that's not what I want this to be. I want to make sure, like I think my dream has always been to have a collection of books that I have loved, and I am a big rereader, so part of that is like a return to the things that I've loved. But yeah, as like I've been a little less restraint with my book acquiring, book buying, it's just been like a free-for-all. And I think it's cool that I have a lot of books here that I haven't read that I get to like reach towards and explore. I know that I'm not doing that, at least not like with intention, just as a practice. I'm not really like reaching towards books that I own. I'm doing a lot of like library borrowing and then I'm still buying quite a bit of books. So I think I do have to, yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind here, but I think I'm gonna put this on my bookshelf. That was a long-winded way of me just saying that. Okay, so this is a remix of this. I don't need these two big books though. So I think I'm gonna keep this one and unhaul this. So then these books I feel like I should put over here because I forget about the existence of these. So I have a couple of Octavia Butler books. I have this Nicole Krauss books, which sounds really good. So yeah, that's just shifting placement for these. I loved this book. Also loved this book. So I guess this is gonna be, I don't know how to organize this. Unless I make one shelf books that I've already read and then another shelf books that I have to read. Cause what's back here? Yeah, all my Hassainis, a bunch of finance books. Cause we try over here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's, love this book. I took this book with me to Southeast Asia and I cackled so damn much. I love this book. Also adore this book. I couldn't find it and I was freaking out. I was like, I did not give this away, did I? But it was down here. So I really, really, really love this book. We're okay. We have like all of these journals. I have a duffel bag for my journals. I might throw these there. Just kidding. I'm already overwhelmed. We haven't even really started. I'm overwhelmed. Because we also have these journals, but I think these are blanks. It's not a blank. Drama. Alright, so these, I don't know. I'm I'm not gonna read this. I have like all of these Dan Brown books. I love Dan Brown. Like every time he puts out a new release, I will borrow it immediately, devour it, and then I don't foresee myself rereading these. So I think I'm gonna unhaul these. It kind of hurts though. Do I unhaul these? No, I'm not gonna unhaul them. So these are red books. Oh, you know what? I haven't read this one yet. And the Mountains Echo. This is my only Hosseini book that I have not yet read. I have to. It's one of my all-time favorites. I have all of these university lit mags that I'm not going to read again. Ha! These are not yet read. Oh my gosh. Do you hear that? My radiator is talking, that's fun. Okay. So I think I'm gonna leave this like this for now. Let's go to the book stacks. Okay, so I'm overwhelmed. I think I'm just gonna go through these stacks and do the same sort of organization. I'll just see what I've read and what I haven't read. And then from there, I'll see what I want and don't want from each of those piles. Okay. Tried so many times with this book. This is actually Ivana's book. I have to send it back to her. Okay, I'm gonna make a pile of books that I'm gonna unhaul from here. This has drugs in it, and I have such an aversion to books with drugs in it. I know that's silly, but that's going in the unhaul pile. This is something I'd really like to get to, hopefully in 2024. I don't know, but I would love to. I read this book and I thought it was really interesting, but I don't think I'm gonna read it again. Maybe I will. Excited to read this. I feel like I should clean as well. Okay, so my next question, what are we doing with the stacks? Okay, so I can put some of these red books over here because like I know I want to own this, but I'm not gonna read it anytime soon. So yeah, let me put some of these that I have already read in that hidden stack. My sort of dilemma is what makes a book worthy of the shelf and what makes the book a hidden book? I don't really know. Honestly, these books I've owned for quite a while. Maybe some of those should go in here so that I can prioritize some newer releases. That also is pretty shitty. I should be reading backlists as well. I am so overwhelmed. Let me just do that with the other two stacks that I have. So that nobody can call me a negligent parent. I ordered this and then I water damaged my copy because I had it as a plant holder. So second copy of this. Okay, here's another thing. I am playing with the idea of building a Spanish language collection. So I think my Isabel Allende, because I read Eva Luna and I was like, oh, I need to read everything that she's ever written. And then the only book that I have really liked by her is Eva Luna. So I think it was just like a one-hit wonder. But I have her whole catalog, not her whole catalog, but I have a lot of her books. So, that's what I'll do. I'll put some of my Allende books in that little shelf thing over there, and then maybe put my Spanish language books there. I think that sounds like a good idea. I could do that, or I can keep the idea of like collections by authors and put my Ferrante collection up there, and then where my Ferrante collection is, I can put my Spanish language books. I think I like option B better. That's what we'll do. The Awakening, and Virginia Woolf, and Sylvia Plath, and Eliot. I'm trying to do a little reading project at the start of 2024, so those are for that. What makes a book worthy of keeping on your shelf? Let's get to the philosophical questions. I don't know, because I like really enjoyed this when I read it. I also really enjoyed this when I read it, but I don't foresee myself like rereading these books. But how do you know? I don't want to give it away and then be like, oh, you know what I would really like to do? Reread My Husband. I guess the sort of fallacy that I'm thinking is that a collection should be something that like really moves you, not just something that you're like, yeah, I like that when I read it. I don't know. But I think it's okay that I enjoyed this, but I don't want to keep it because there will be books that I read and really, really love. And we're doing this and making room for that. It's also like a life lesson, right? Anyway. I didn't know that that was in there because I listened to it. I wonder if I can do this by genre. Have to read this soon. I really want to. Must read this winter. I started it last winter and then it became warm outside and I was like, I can't read this in warm weather. It's such a stupid reason, but I really want to get to this year. I did it. I'm gonna put a little stool because I'm far too tall, but we did it. So here's the before, in case you forgot within the whatever amount of time has passed in this video, but there were 2 stacks here and these were a lot taller. I got rid of buku books, hella books. I'm going to put them in a little free library. I'm upset that there are 4 bags of books in front of my door right now, but it just feels so much clearer, and it's like everything on this stack are books that like I want to get to, which is such a game changer. I feel like I've been falling into a lot of slumps, and I think part of it is just there are far too many books in this apartment, and not all of them are books that I think when I first started off in like the influencing book world, I was saying yes to anything that was being offered to me. And as I started to elaborate on my literary taste a little bit more and just being in the space for a little bit, yeah, New York City is not the place to just say yes to everything. So I think this helped me. I think I was going with the idea of like a no buy or a book buying ban in 2024. I don't know if I'm gonna do a full ban, but I definitely want to make make sure I'm super intentional with the books that I'm bringing in, try to utilize the library as much as possible. And I think just try to reframe the fact that like the books that I want to have in this space are books that I should really love, not books that I need to like read because instant gratification kind of thing. I'm going to try to carry that into the next year, but we can start, I guess, going over some of the books. So up here we have classic. We have some Galliano, Butler, Zora Neale Hurston, and Toni Cade Bambara. Here I have just some like books on craft. Sometimes that's what I'm into. Then here I did decide to do Spanish collection, but I do have like my James Baldwin collection. I have one more, or no, where did I put it? I have to make sure I didn't accidentally like throw it out because I don't see her here. Oh, there it is, A Girl Story. So we have Baldwin, we have Arnaud, we have our Spanish collection, Borges, Marquez, Cisneros. And then from here I have my Lahiri, and then it sort of goes into short story collections. Here we have the favorite books. This I have to edit and audit. This is true at a time. I don't know if it's true still. I also would be curious to maybe do this every year, but I don't know. Anyway, that's still to be determined, to be edited. Here we just have some general fiction with my little alebrije from Mexico City. Put books that I have not yet read on this side, and then books that I have read on this side. Here we have sort of like nonfiction memoir-y type of reads. I do have another nonfiction section, but I think that is going to be more like, I'll show you, you'll see. And then here we have that same little self-helpy type of book. Down here, I just threw that in last minute, but we have the Ferrante, we have some more classics. I'm going to be doing some reading of some famous ladies, so I wanted to have those ready. And then I have my Ali Smith, and then some other books. I've read Freshwater, but these are books that I've been wanting to read. And I took this pile here because this was a pile that I had, but because it's down here and it's kind of hard to see, I wasn't reading them, but I did want to read some of the books, so they now live in these piles here. So these are recent acquisitions, but I tried to do like recent releases in this pile and then more backlisty titles on here. And then this is kind of miscellaneous. Just a bunch of, a lot of Ursula Le Guin, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, some new releases that I want to pick up. Yeah. And then here, this is what I mentioned. This is more like race, class type of nonfiction, whereas this little section is more memoir. But yeah, we have some Angela Davis, Asada, Kaepernick. That was a essay collection that a bunch of cool people put together. Some books by Macmillan Cotton, Frantz Fanon, all that good stuff. This has stayed the same. I didn't touch this. I'm not going to touch this because I'm tired. And then here I put it away because I needed less mess. I did sort of the same thing where I had some just like a lot of fiction that I've put in that section, and then I had some like random nonfiction books. I had like a lot of Greek retellings, which I was interested in at some point, but I'm not so much anymore. But I don't know if maybe that urge will come back, so they will live there for now. And I think that's it. Oh, did you want to? I already showed you the poetry. We don't need to go over the poetry. But that is it. My bookshelf has been organized. One thing that I might do, I'm really hungry, so I ordered food. But one thing that I might do, I found this app. They let you log all of your books. And I'm curious how many books are in this apartment. You know what? Let's just do, I'm gonna count them real quick just to see how many, but I do want to like archive all of my books. It makes it official, like we actually have a library. So yeah, I might do that tonight, but I do really just want to like clean and handle all of this. And also just like read. I'm really excited to read now. It's kind of like you can't concentrate because there's clutter. Like I hadn't realized that I think my reading was being impacted by that. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking shit. But yeah, I'm just like excited to read, and it feels so much lighter and airier in this apartment. So yeah, this is cool. I was really dreading doing it, but I'm glad I did it. So let me count all of the books. One sec. 38. 50. Okay, 100. 150. 200. Oh, let's do the squat. 31. 250. I'm going by 50s because I can't hold that big number in my head. So 250. this is the 300th book. 334. 334. Oh. 330, 350. Okay. 33. So it's 34, 35, 36. All right, that is the 400th book in this apartment. So 400 plus. We didn't account for our little end table over there. So 400 books in this apartment. There were far more because these babies were all intermixed as well. I do think Street Easy should have a, this is how many square feet, this is how many books fit in your apartment. I think 400 plus is a pretty good number. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. No, we didn't talk books, but what are you reading? Is it good? Should I pick it up too? And we'll see each other soon. Bye.